Hello, 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 and welcome to Dirt Cup Studios. Today we'll be working on the 2026 Everything Journal, yay! Featuring a sticker book from a friend of mine. Thank you, friend. Starting with the inside cover. I like to call it the inside cover, even though I know technically the cover's on the outside of the book. But what else am I going to call it? So I call it the inside cover. Or the insides. So starting with the insides, I'm kind of just covering everything up with a variety of stickers. Placing them as I choose, moving different stickers, different places, as I try to paint a picture of weirdness and whimsy. Nothing has to make sense, and nothing ever really does make any sense. And I think that's the beauty of creation. Maybe it doesn't have to make sense. Things can be chaotic and strange. But hey, we still feel something. And the more that we feel something... Whoa! Whoops! Well, that happens sometimes. Sometimes I just blink and it's like time flies by. Stickers are already placed, and it's definitely not because I had run out of storage and needed to clear it out. Anyways, continuing on, I'm placing all the stickers around in weird ways, and now I'm working on the back of the sticker book. Bwahaha! Placing all the stickers as I please, urgently, quickly. Kind of, sort of, not very quickly. This is actually going a lot slower than I thought. So slow. Damn. Good thing this is at 10 times speed, because otherwise, this video would be about 3 or 4 million hours long. And, yeah, it'd be pretty monotonous.
Monotony.
I wouldn't really have much to talk about. I'm actually struggling to talk about stuff as it is for the 2 minutes that have passed so far. We got 7 more minutes to go, so buckle in for the ride. I call this one my everything journal because, well, it has everything in it. All the things I could possibly need. Usually I make my journals with everything in it. It'll have a calendar section, a planner section, not to spoil things for ya. But it'll also have like journaling and other little things that I find very essential for everyday use. But this year's different, as most years usually are. In fact, I never really stick to the same type of template. I kind of change it up depending on what I liked about last year and what I'd like to change for the next year. This year I'd like to be more organized, have things more together, I guess. And what better way to do that than to start off with some goals?
Smooth transition.
2026, I have a few goals in mind. Now for 2025, I had some goals. I didn't quite meet all of them. Like, for example, I never caught a fish, even though I really, really want to. Maybe someday I will. But this year, I'm going to try to stick to my goals and actually try to work towards them. And I think having kind of a general big picture idea,
Big picture.
a little bit of a pun intended because I'm drawing everything out.
Oodles of doodles.
I think having a big picture idea is really going to help me with some organization. I have a couple goals this year, like learning Spanish, going on more walks, and being more punctual. I have plenty more goals in mind for the new year. However, I'm not going to tell you them. You'll just have to wait and see. Punctuality is definitely something that I want to work on this year, as I've struggled with it a lot in the past, and I like to improve where I can. And now, onto the calendars. I kept these from last year because I like to have a good visual representation of time. Ah, yes, time.
Time.
The thing I can never quite get enough of, and yet am somehow always running out of. Even though time is an illusion, society does run by it. Society also runs on coffee. As do I. In recent days, I've had to cut down on my
Nearly addictive
caffeine consumption due to a few heart palpitations
and anxiety
and lack of sleep, or at least trouble sleeping. It's been a little bit hard to get to sleep due to being pumped up on caffeine. So I figured, hey, why not give my body what it needs? So these days, I'm trying gasoline, because if it's good enough for cars, it's good enough for me.
a wheelie.
Brought to you by the movie Cars. Cars. Wish we didn't need them, but we do. And now on to the planner portion of the Everything Journal. Every year, I incorporate a planner portion into my journals. I find it helps me stay more organized. But this year, I'm going to try to be a little bit more on top of things. I'm going to try to write down events that are more important. Because in the past couple of months, I had missed a few things, accidentally, forgot about a few events, deadlines that I had to do. And so, I think a better way to remind myself is to write them down. Go figure. Because I want to stay on top of things. I do. And I don't think that I can really get anywhere in life without having a proper plan. If I don't know what I'm doing, I won't be able to do it. This year I'm going to really try to stay on top of it and get the things I need done. Dun, dun, dun. I noticed that I'm more productive when instead of telling myself, oh my gosh, I have to do this and then I have to do that. Now I'll just do it later. Instead of procrastinating, if I just do it, it seems to be a lot easier. In fact, it seems to quiet out a lot of noise. I know that's hard for some people, and sometimes it's hard for me, but
Personally speaking,
I've noticed that if I don't overthink it and I just do it, it's so much easier to get it done. I guess another major goal I have for this year is to stay more organized. And I'm not sure if I already said that, but if I did, oh well, you'll have to hear it again. I want to stay more organized because when my life feels together, I feel together. I notice that when I'm stressed, sometimes I'll go through all of my stuff and kind of sort it out, get rid of old things to kind of feel like I'm having a fresh start. A clean slate, so to speak. And now for the idea portion of my journal. I spent about 10 minutes coming up with a name, and I came up with Whimsical Whips, or Works in Progress, for all my designs and ideas combined.
Woohoo!
Yippee!
Hooray, hurrah!
And now, using some paint and a little bit of textile medium, we come to the everything part. Now, this journal was inspired by the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it looks like we need some more whimsy. So,
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
ba 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 bum, bum bum bum, ba 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 bum, bum bum bum, ba 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 bum, bum bum bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum. Thanks for watching. Adios.